Hello and welcome to Boring Dad Gaming, where today I'm very excited to be playing a game that I've been waiting to come out for about 2 years now. This is Baldur's Gate 3, the full release. So for this series I thought I'd kick things off with a character creation episode to begin with. Some people like to watch that stuff, I know some people don't, they prefer to skip straight to the action. So the following video, episode 1, this will be episode 0. Episode 1 will be, the start of the campaign. But in this video we're going to talk about the sort of character I was looking forward to playing and kind of work through the options and everything else. So yeah, it won't be a deep dive, but I'm not quite sure yet what I'm going to be doing, so I'll be talking through some of the options at least. Let's do a balanced playthrough. I'll be letting all the sort of intro cinematics and everything like that play. Oh, I don't like this bit. I'll turn. So enable tutorials. I'm actually going to turn off the tutorials because I've played a lot of the early access. But for those who did play the early access but haven't yet played the full game, I understand that even in that opening act that was in the early access, a lot of changes have been made to characters, to extra content and stuff. So, very, very interested to see those for myself. So how it works is you can pick an origin character. We've got some people that we played as party members already in the early access: Astarion, Lae'zel, Gale, Shadowheart, Will. But there's two new origin characters. There's Karlach, who is kind of a tiefling barbarian type, and there's the Dark Urge. And I was all set to play a Dark Urge character. The Dark Urge is they're unique in that they can be any race, any class, whereas the other ones are sort of fixed in that respect. But every character you play as the Dark Urge has kind of this almost like a serial killer voice in your head, kind of always making you choose to do horrible stuff. And I thought it'd be really interesting maybe to play like a paladin character, because you can actually break your oath as a paladin and become an oath breaker and get sort of extra or different abilities that way. I thought that sounded really interesting to maybe do a Dark Urge paladin and then kind of, always throughout the game have that kind of contrast between taking the good path or this voice in your head that was always trying to persuade you to do bad things. But then I saw a bit more about how that actually works, and it sounds like it gets progressively harder to resist, and the game does seem to force you down that darker path a bit more than I was expecting. But I thought for RPGs, especially CRPGs like this, I always tend in my first playthrough to try and do like a good aligned character. Just the way I sort of naturally play games, and maybe save like an evil playthrough for a second replay. So I may well do that at Dark Urge Origin at another point, but I think for now I am going to make a custom character if I can work it out. Here we go, custom. Well, we're doing... Well, let's randomise our appearance. I don't want to appear like the Dark Urge just yet. Oh, we've got the Vitiligo thing on. Alright, anyway, let's just randomise. We're going to be working on this in a bit. Actually, we could do it now. Oh no, well I don't want to be a dwarf. Hang on. How do I go back? Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to be boring dude.
You need a guardian.
So, hang on. Okay, no, custom origin. Okay, this is where we do it. So sorry, the character creator has changed a little bit since early access, so I'm still feeling my way a little bit. So let's think about the class I want to play first of all. I was thinking of... There's a few things I was thinking of, but I think the one I'm leaning most towards, having read about the subclass, is a Gloomstalker Ranger, who's sort of kind of a first-round assassin ambusher type, who kind of strikes in the shadows and that sort of thing. That sounded pretty cool to me, so I thought I'd do that. So I'm going to pick Ranger. When do we pick the subclass? The subclass might be later on for Ranger. Might be a level 3 thing. But I thought what I was tempted to do for this is maybe play as a drow. I'm going to be a male drow as well, if I can work out how to do that. The body type? Oh, there we go. And what are the other ones? Oh, wow. He's a bit hench. It doesn't really speak straight from the shadows to me. Okay, let's be a male then, like a bit more slight. We'll get to appearance in a bit. So what are racial features then? We get 9 meters movement. I think that's fairly standard for most characters. Some are a bit slower, some are a bit faster. Drow weapon training. So rapier, short sword, hand crossbow. That's all good. That's all... sort of finesse weapons that we're going to be using. So I'm probably going to be a ranged ranger. Superior dark vision, very good. And the Gloomstalker actually gets... I can't remember if it's called like improved dark vision or something like that. But basically, if you already have dark vision, when you become a Gloomstalker, it kind of gives you an extra buff on top of whatever racial bonus you already have. And resistances to that sort of stuff sounds pretty cool. I don't know if these have practical differences, or if it's just a bit of flavour, but Lolthron Sworn Drow, raised by Lolth's cult in the city of Menzo Berenzan. These Drow embody the virtues of their corrupt and merciless goddess. Lolth marks her followers with bright red eyes, so those in the Underdark will learn to fear them on sight. Or the Seldarine Drow can be found seeking allies from all over Faerun, aiming to settle their conflict with Lolth and each other by any means necessary. So I think Lolth tends to be more evil type drow, and Seldarine, I guess, is slightly more cosmopolitan. Perhaps I'm gonna go for that. I don't quite like the look of the face and stuff as much, but we will edit that. So we're gonna go Ranger. Cantrip True Strike. What else? Can we change that? Beast Tamer. Okay. Those seem fairly locked in. Natural Explorer. Years of travelling the wild have made you particularly attuned to beasts or adept at surviving in certain environments. So Beast Tamer. We've got a Familiar. Urban Tracker. Expert at navigating the wild within the city. Gain proficiency in sleight of hand. Could be interesting, because I think as playing like a sort of Dex Ranger, what I'll probably do is kind of be a bit like the party rogue as well, like do lockpicking and pickpocketing, that sort of thing. So I'm tempted to take that. Beast Tamer is good though. I might come back to that. And then various resistances. Favoured enemy. Okay, so Bounty Hunters. Proficiency in investigation. Creatures you hit with ensnaring strike. That's a bit like kind of like a whole person type thing. Have disadvantage on saving throw. That's pretty good. You specialise in hunting creatures from other planes, gain proficiency in Arcana, and can cast protection from evil and good. Magebreaker. You have a history of battling spellcasters. You gain proficiency in Arcana and can cast True Strike. Ranger Knight. Sworn to serve a crown or nation and seek to bring foes to ruin. Gain proficiency in history and armour proficiency with heavy armour. I don't think we're going to be a heavy armour class. Sanctified Stalker. Gain proficiency in religion and can cast Sacred Flame, which is interesting, but I think as a ranged class, probably being able to cast Ensnaring Strike and then trust that it's going to succeed a lot of the time is probably quite good. In terms of our background, probably not soldier. Maybe a deception and then even more sleight of hand could work. Or does, I mean, I don't know if that stacks with our other one. I'm not sure. This is probably quite good, because as a ranger, wisdom is going to probably be our secondary stat. So that insight is a pretty good one to have, I think, just being able to... Because I think it kicks in automatically during conversations and stuff. Just does a roll and then sees if you can tell if someone's lying or not. And persuasion's always good. I probably won't stack charisma, but might just be good to have that going on anyway. Does anything else have a sort of intuition? Acolyte, insight and religion. I don't think I'm going to be taking intelligence, so probably not that one. So I might do this one. I think the insight's going to be useful, and I think the persuasion boost will probably be useful if I'm not taking a huge amount of charisma anyway. Okay, so we're going to cut the strength down. It's going to be a bit annoying in terms of our carry weight and stuff, but we'll just have to make sure we're using the party to the fullest. Take as much dex as we can. We can also assign these bonuses, so I think we're going to do, Dex and Wisdom as it's already pre-selected here. Decent amount of con, we don't need a huge amount of that, but it might make sense just to give ourselves the extra modifier point. Same with Wisdom. And actually that seems pretty good. As I said, we're going to be more of a ranged class, so... don't need a huge amount of strength. Intelligence, a bit of a dump stat for rangers as well. I would have maybe liked to have taken another point or two in charisma, but I think probably the other stats are more important. I think we'll do that. And let's edit the appearance now. So I'm not a huge fan of that face. Oh dear, no. Maybe that one. Maybe that one. We can change it a little bit as well. How many different voices have we got?
Next?
What was that?
Let's hope the local...
Hells, something just woke up down here.
It's opened. I wonder what's back there.
More of those wretched things.
There's magic keeping this chest sealed. I can...
Where to next?
What was that?
I think I quite like that one. I think we'll go with that. Skin tone, yeah, I mean, ooh, scarring, pretty cool. I do quite like a scar on my RPG characters. Something that shows a bit of history there, you know. Probably not that. I kind of like the one through the eye. Bit of a Geralt type, isn't it? Maturity could be old. Probably not. Let's keep ourselves fairly fresh-faced. Not so worried about freckles and stuff. I probably don't want too much going on with the face. We've already got the scar. What does that say? Not sure. Maybe. A huge amount of variety here. Maybe just one on the neck. Maybe. I kind of just like that first one I tried, or possibly that. Leaning back towards the throat sword now. Yeah, let's go that. Colour's fine. Piercing. Fasten stars, okay. A lapis stud muffin. Subdue. I don't mind that actually. Quite a lot going on. Silver gold gala. Kind of cool. Ooh, no, those work, I think. I think those work quite well with the aesthetic we've kind of got going on. Cool. Right, eyes. I quite like heterochromia. This when the eyes have different colours. Yeah, so you've got these kind of the drow tones, I suppose. Kind of like a pale purple one. Tell you what, it'll probably work better if it's the other eye, because maybe it looked like kind of the scars blinded it a bit on that other side. Yeah. Okay, kind of like that. No makeup. Let's have a look at the hair options. I kind of like the default one, honestly, but we could see what else we've got. Yeah, I don't know about that one. Probably more of a feminine style, that one. I don't mind that, actually. Again, it's a bit of a Geralt, isn't it? A bit of a Geralt style. We could just sort of be a bit shorter. God, there's so many, isn't there? I'm never going to make a proper decision. So I might just go with that. Is that the one? Yeah. Maybe we'll go with that. I think the colouring's alright, actually. And drow don't really tend to have facial hair, I don't think. So, final check. Oh, I don't know about that hair now. I've gone off it, actually. Let's go back to hair. I'm going to prefer a longer style, I think. It's like hair metal from the 80s. Something a bit wilder, perhaps. Was that our default one? I think that might be one of my favourites I've seen so far. Bit too much going on there, I think. I think I'm probably going to end up just being boring and going for the default. That one's alright, but what was it called? Was it Fair Forester? Was that one? I think so. I actually quite like that one anyway. So, happy enough with that. I guess we will proceed. Actually, probably what we could do is have a look at some of the other classes. Oh, I don't know. Maybe we'll just proceed. There's Boring Dude, final check. Got our main stat there. Got our weapons, armor up to medium armor. That's good. Yeah, so we'll choose our subclass when we get to level 3, and we're going to go down the Gloomstalker route, as I've said. So, I will upload this now, so there's a little bit of a character creation video, just an episode 0, just for a little introduction. I did mention on the channel as well, in a little post on the community tab, that this is out today. So it's the 3rd of August, it's just downloaded, but I am actually going to be away on holiday for a week. So I'm going to try and upload a couple of videos at least. There's some Baldur's Gate 3 content on the channel at least for release week, and then I'll thereafter pick up the series when I return. But yeah, very much looking forward to playing this. It's been on my radar for a long time. So thanks very much for watching this episode 0, the character creation, and we'll join Boring Dude in the next episode. Bye for now.